Good morning, everyone. Tuesday, February 12th. 3 below, no wind, but snow. Before I could run my dogs, I had to sweep, 3 to 4 inches off the pickup truck. I am sick of it. If I think about it, I'll go into another rant about what in the hell am I doing in this Arctic wasteland. Okay. Some interesting news stumbled across your humble servant's humble messenger's desk. And did you guys know that February 12th is Darwin Day? Like in Charles Darwin, the father of the myth called evolution? Dave, careful now. Pretty well established science, isn't it? No. I'm going to leave a link below to a little publication called A Scientific Descent from Darwinism. Over 1,000 scientist people have signed on since 2001. Big names, big name think tanks, big name universities. They think that this theory should be looked at just a wee bit more closely. Now the question is, what does that do for you, atheists, agnostics? That's all you got. Hey, you guys don't like the Bible haters. What's that do for you? I love it. I love it when a good plan comes together. Okay, people. What has your humble servant been up to this morning? I'll tell you right now. I have donned my body armor. I have fired up Tor, the search engine, to crawl the deep, dark, dank web. I did it, so you don't have to. I know no fear. At my age, what's life in prison? Alright, now, why would your humble messenger... I'll get that off of there for you. I just had to get a little background music to add the zest to the moment. What was I down there in the dark web for? Because I was going to look for some real examples of anti-Semitism. Not this mild stuff you see on the 10% of the internet we get to see. No, you've got to fire up Tor, crawl the dark web. And what did I find? I found a lot. And I think these are very mild. I've only got 2 quotes. Bear with me. Dave, you're going back to this anti-Semitism. You're like a ship without a rudder. You're all over the place. Patience. Israel must perish. This is quote number 1. 48 million Israeli men and women of childbearing age. Genocide of the Israeli people through forced sterilization and total dismemberment and reapportionment of Israeli territory to be given to other nations. This dynamic volume outlines a comprehensive plan for the extinction of the Israeli nation and the total eradication from the earth of all her people. But how can you achieve this and get peace if Israel exists? Whoa, so let us sterilize all Jews. Let us wage a war more horrible than war itself. Wow. And I told you that's mild. Second to last quote. We have got to be tough with Israel, and I mean the Israeli people, not just Benjamin Netanyahu. You either have to castrate the Israeli people, or you have got to treat them in such a manner so they can't go on reproducing people who want to continue the way they have in the past. Damn. Alright, people. I have to admit, your humble messenger just lied to you. I didn't go down the deep dark web. And these aren't modern quotes from some white supremacist neo-Nazi website. No, not at all. All I did was took a publication from 1940 written by the Jew Theodor Kaufman, New York Jew, in his publication called Germany Must Perish. I just took out every word that said Germany and added Israeli. Can you imagine if somebody were to publish what I read to you in the beginning? Talk about hell's bells raining down upon them. It's a 1940 publication from New York, Germany Must Perish, a year or so before we even got into the war, and they knew then Germany must perish. Them Jews hated Germany. The second quote was from that famous nut chopper, because these guys have a real fetish for testicles. That nut chopper FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who, by the way, is second only to the Donald Trump in the number of Jews surrounding him in high places within the administration. My. Okay, so what's confusing everyone here, people, is we're not doing a very good due diligence on defining our terms. Let's get this out. Religion is nothing more than a system of beliefs. Communism is a religion for the battle of the minds of men. Remember what I told you before? Communism is the #1 export of the United States of America. All 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto are the law of the land here. And Dave, how does this tie into monetary realism? It couldn't be possible without the 5th plank. It could not be possible without Jewish control of credit. No World War I, no World War II, none of these no-win wars for Israel. Told you, full circle, it all comes back. A good atheist, God, that sounds like an oxymoron, kind of like jumbo shrimp. Good atheist, #1, and this is from personal experience, they are very religious. They love to exercise their constitutional right to give you their opinion. And 2, and this is stunning, they usually are very, very well read in the Bible. Way much more so than the 501(c) tax-exempt state church Christianity that surrounds us all. So let's deal with this term Jew. The study of word origins is called etymology. I believe I said that correctly. And the best I can find is Jew didn't really show up on the scene until 14th century. So where's this all coming from? These Jews that say they are but are not. Well, we have to go back to the Bible, people. And a real brief little storyline, catch you up. Maybe you remember the story. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob changed his name to Israel. Israel had 12 sons. Judah was one of the 12 sons. So was Benjamin, Dan, Manasseh, Ephraim, Reuben. Judah was one of 12. And what they want you to believe is that these so-called Jews are entitled to the land grab in the Middle East because of the promises God made to Abraham, their grandfather, and not to a one particular son named Judah. They get it all confused. They confuse you because you don't know what they're talking about. And I've told you, people, I'm going to warn you again. If you refuse to study and learn from history, you will be doomed to repeat it. And I think it's coming on. I still get the creeps from them 2 quotes I read you. Just, if I would have wrote something like that and put it on the internet, it'd be more than the State Department all over my ass. But they can get away with it. And they're not a better, kinder, gentler people, the descendants of those Jews from the 40s. They're much vicious, more vicious. And they know time is running out, and they are moving quick. Okay, so back to our little story. People, all descendants of Judah, Judahites, are Israelites. But not all Israelites are Judahites. Does it make any sense? Let me give you a little more modern version. All North Dakotans are Americans, but not all Americans are North Dakotans. So, we're talking about one tribe here. Now, could you ask, was Jesus a Jew? Not by word etymology, no. But if you said Jesus was a descendant of the tribe of Judah, which he was, yes, you could slide that in there. Slang, sloppy. Jesus lived in Judea, a Judean. Could you say, shorten and say, hey, Jew? Certainly. But what about the lost 10 tribes of Israel? And what did Jesus say? I came to the lost tribes of Israel. Not these imposters in the Middle East. Okay, I see I'm running out of time. Quickly, why am I bringing this up? Why am I trying to tie this all up? Because Arthur Koestler, a Jew, wrote a book called The 13th Tribe. And he agrees with your humble messenger, and he agrees with Jesus, that those who say they are Jews are most definitely not. I told you yesterday, people, they admit it. They say it. But nobody's listening. Nobody cares, because you ain't into politics. But politics is into you. Alright, I got way more to go here. I'm at 10:26. Let's end this with a little bit of good news. 46 subs, approaching 2,000 in views. I can hear some of you saying, Dave, you sound like an arrogant mosquito floating on a used Band-Aid down the Mississippi River, approaching the locks and dams and saying, open up, I'm coming through. Yeah, I got it. YouTube is worldwide. Yeah, 46 is rather insignificant. 2,000 views, well, that's not a hell of a lot. But people, we just started. Are you doing your part? Are you sharing any of this? Are you passing any of this on? Sure would be helpful. This could grow. Lots more to talk about. I'm going to have to save that for another video. Imagine that. I am going to go remove snow. You know why? Because I hate snow. You guys have a good one.